Hello YouTube, it's gopernoper, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Zeiss Ikon Contessa 35mm rangefinder camera. Now, a word of caution: if you're going to buy these and you can't fire the shutter, don't immediately assume it's broken. You need film in it to work. So, first I'm going to go over all the different controls. On the front of the camera we have our first tripod socket, our front door release. Here's one of the two rangefinder windows. This right here is the selenium cell meter cover, and if you see this green on top, this corresponds to the green on here. I'll get to that in a moment. Right here we have the release button for the cover of the selenium cell. On the top of the camera we have our film reminder. Just tells you what kind of film is in the camera. Here is our cold shoe. And over here is our meter readout and meter dial. I'm going to go over this quick. Rotate to match with the needle, or where the lines line up with the needle. And set ASA by rotating this pin face until the desired number shows up in there. So, on the bottom we have our frame counter, our advance knob, and rewind button, and our rewind knob. On the back we have our lovely film door. Down here we have a folding foot to hold the camera up when it's resting on something. And we also have our viewfinder eyepiece. I'm not sure what this does. Our two strap lugs are located on the side. And over here we have our back door release. Take up spool. And we can see our sprockets in here and our rewind shaft. So, we're going to open the front of the camera. On the front we have our focusing unit, our depth of field scale, and our distances are marked on top. This is the front element of the rangefinder and back. So then, down here we have our MX sync selector. It's a bit hard to see. Then right here we have our flash sync post. Right here's the shutter cocking lever, shutter release lever. On top we can see our indicators for shutter speed and aperture. Over here is our cable release socket. This right here is our dial for adjusting shutter speed. And this back here is our dial for adjusting aperture. So, first off, to use the camera, you're going to want to load it with film. So, frame counter is set to 0. Or actually, it's set to this diamond mark right here, which is the loading position. So now, I'm going to depress the rewind shaft. This is pretty textbook for a rangefinder camera. Pull it across, and you're going to want to rotate the spool so that the silver metal portion is visible, and push it in so that the little plastic tooth there grips the film leader. I'm sorry, it's being quite hesitant. But if we give it a little bit of a wind, give it tension. Now these won't actually engage the sprockets until you close the back cover, because there has to be pressure on it. And then you just wind until it stops. Now you're ready to make an exposure. So I'm going to pretend made all the exposures that we need to. And now our film is ready. So, First, you want to open the front of the camera by depressing the knob and pulling it down. And then let it snap into place. If you're going to rest it on a surface, pull out the little kickstand. So, first of all, cock the shutter after you set your shutter speed. Because now I've cocked the shutter, I cannot set it to 500. It would severely damage the shutter. Next, set your shutter speed for the situation if you're using Sunny 16. Set your aperture on the back dial here. And now you're going to want to focus using the rangefinder patch system. And this is going to be very difficult to show you, but you can see the patch in there, and you rotate this focusing dial until the two split images created on the inside of the rangefinder window line up. Then you know that your subject is in focus. Next, all you want to do is press the shutter release. When you use the meter, it's going to show you real quick that mine is in fact operational. So, when you're looking at your subject, after you set your ASA, point the camera towards your subject and look down on top of the meter, and rotate this until the pointer lines up with the area indicated by the black lines. So now, these shutter speeds on the outside of the dial should correspond with an aperture in your colored section. And you can choose whichever you want to match it. So, the operation of the camera is pretty textbook for your standard rangefinder. To rewind, simply hold down the rewind button and twist the rewind knob. There we go. And that's essentially it. So, it's a very interesting camera with some really nice glass. So, it's pretty textbook in terms of rangefinders, but anyways, that'll be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.